And that is the drunk yoga song. That's what I'm calling it. I had other names for it, but one of them was Italia, and the other was Bananas, and it was just a repeat of those words. But welcome to Drunk Yoga 4 here on Whisper After Dark on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. I'm not Whisper, and thank you for being here. Thank you for coming, and let the drunk part of the drunk yoga begin. The first drunk yoga was at one p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, my own time zone. It was it was 1 p.m. and by that time I already had a number of beers. So I moved it down to 11, and I still found myself at about 10 a.m. wanting to have a beer because I wake up like usually before 5 a.m. So my 10 a.m. is like everyone else's 1 p.m. or actually my 9 a.m. Is like a lot of people's noon, you know. So, and I found myself this morning saying, "Oh, I wish I didn't drink last night. I had 10 beers and blah blah blah." Heineken is such a clean beer. I don't feel. I mean, like this morning, I had a little tiny headache, and believe me, I had at least one confirmed fractured skull. I had at least one confirmed skull fracture. Put it that way. So I have no headaches. I had recurring headaches for years after my head was hit by a backhoe of all things. Uh, and so I'm no stranger to headaches. The headache I had this morning was like it wasn't even a headache. It was more like a mild ache in my head. Anyway, I'm still not. Heineken's not a bad tasting beer, but it's not my favorite when it comes to taste alone. But like I said, it's a very clean beer. It's not, it's not. It doesn't. All right, like another beer that I love is Hofbrau. Hofbrau is one of the best beers I've ever had, but it's a heavy beer, and I don't want to call it dirty, but it's a very unrefined beer. It's a very old style beer, and when I slam down a dozen of them, I wake up the next day feeling like shit. If honestly, if I drink a 12 pack of Hofbrau's over the course of a day, not have more than like two or three in an hour's time, then I'll do all right. And if I have two or three in an hour's time, then the next two or three that I have are going to be stretched out over 2 or 3 hours. And I'll probably end up having coffee or something too. Um, and I don't know, I'm going to try to like get four of them down pretty quick for the yoga. And I haven't done yoga in like a month. Really, see, the last time I did yoga was shortly after I did the last drunk yoga, which was, let's go back, March 25th. And I think I did some yoga in that week, that following week, the week of the 26th. So, yeah, it's been like more than 4 weeks, about four and a half, maybe five weeks total. So, and I just haven't been doing it because my strength training has increased in duration. It's gotten longer. Um, and that's 5 days a week. And I do about 2 hours of cardio a day. Um, I recently, I would say like around the end of March, maybe the beginning of this month, I started listening to a guy named Greg Doucette, who is a very, very common sense, practical fitness coach. He's IFBB Pro. BB stands for bodybuilding. Um, he's also I don't know if he's a professional cyclist. I think he's an amateur cyclist, but he's an amateur in the sense that he's non-competitive. Or the races that he takes part in are more friendly. Which is awesome. Friendly competition is the best. It's when things get ugly, but that I don't like competition. But yeah, Greg Doucette, he's the guy who says calories in, calories out. Now, there are people who say it's more nuanced than that. And I think what Mr. Doucette, his count, rebuke to that is that if you eat filling foods that aren't calorie dense, you're all right. Because really, when it comes to like this, the only thing I worry about when it comes to alcohol is weight gain. It'll screw up my weight loss. Uh, I lost 80 pounds in a year, but that's not hard. It's that last 20 that I'm going for. That's the hard part. But there are some wonderful things about weight loss and fitness, or about how our bodies work. Um, there are people who will tell you with like a tremendous air of authority, and whether or not they deserve it, I can't. I high school dropout. Okay, I got my associate's degree in what do you call it? Studio arts. It means I know how to paint and draw and sculpt. Anyway, can you see? Let me see. I just gotta like. I'm a spaz when it comes to left and right, but this is a weight chart or a record of my weight for April. And I gotta close the little chat window thing. Put it over here, over here. Yeah, I'll put it over here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you can see I record my weight 3 times a day, around 7 a.m., around 1 p.m., and again at 7 p.m. Roughly, roughly, roughly. Some of them, you know, sometimes I record what I'm doing. I used to do that religiously in the beginning, January. Um, but not anymore. I just record the weight. And if I go back to March, the week of the 19th, you'll see that I was down like 140. I was breaking the 140 line and getting down to 139, 138. Um, Same thing in February. February 20th and the 21st, 21st being my birthday. I was starting off the day at 139 pounds. You know, I'm trying to get down to 125. When I was 23, I weighed 135, and when I was 23, I didn't weigh myself very often. I was this twig. I was a skinny little laborer, and I didn't care how much I weighed because I would work typically 6-day weeks. Usually, I mean, counting the time in the truck going to the job sites, it was like sometimes a 12-hour day. And usually about 8 hours of labor, labor work. Usually it was putting up fences. I used to do stockade fences. It was a great job. It was like the work itself was great. The people were pains in the asses. they thought they were nice, they thought they were good, and they were in that respect. They were. They but it's like the song says, you never know how you look through other people's eyes. It's hard. It was hard for them to tell how I was perceiving them, and I'm not a very open person when it comes to my feelings for people. And I think it's because I don't want to be misjudged. I don't want to be seen as something that I'm not. I don't want people to dislike me or hate me because of something I'm not. I'd rather they dislike me or hate me because of what I am. Um, so I tend to be kind of recessive when it comes to, and and I also understand how like people can get overwhelmed with like the sense of identity, and like they want to be, they want to be hip hop guy, they want to be red state wrangler, they want to be pseudolectual, and I get myself caught up in that. And the thing is, though, is that with me, it's more likely to be in the form of gender euphoria, which is a blast. Somebody said on Twitter, cocaine has nothing on gender euphoria, but it is such an uplifting and it's a wonderful feeling, and it's scary to think that it could be grounds for violence. In some people, not I would say in majority of people. But I am fearful for a lot of trans people because the rhetoric is becoming more and more well, violent, or at least radical. And I can understand, like, when it comes to like trans bodybuilders who trained for 10, 15 years as men, uh, undoubtedly took some sort of under the counter supplement, for lack of another word. Um, and that's totally unfair because there are differences aside from the generals between men and women, build, bone density, the amount of muscle that can be achieved or supported by the frame, blah blah blah. So it's, yeah, I understand the point of some people, but when it comes down to like this whole thing with fucking Dylan Mulvaney, now first of all, I'll tell you, Bud Light. I had Bud Light once, and it tasted like shit. It tasted like fucking bubbly sewer water. And I actually didn't taste like that. It tasted like somebody took beer and added seltzer to it. That's what it tasted like. It just it People who drink Bud Light, if you're upset, when I saw I guess her name is Dylan Mulvaney. I'm pretty sure that's her name. When I saw her face on a Bud Light can, yeah, there you go, there you go. You know, because she's this delicate, petite person who I imagine, now I'm not a big guy. I'm 5.5 feet tall, and I'm currently around 142 pounds. Um, but you will never see a light beer, except maybe you will never see a light beer in my hand, except maybe Amstel Light, which is actually, I think that's a damn good beer, Amstel. Uh, all things considered, but like Kid Rock, and I like Kid Rock. I like him. I don't know. There's something about him I like. Same thing with oh shit, what's that guy's name? I gotta look it up. I got My computer is like right. The camera is right above my computer. Uh, you wrote a song called "Beer for My Horses," "Whiskey for My Men," and "Beer for My Horses." Toby Keith. Toby Keith is an asshole, and I love him. I think he's he's a pretty good songwriter. Actually, that one song though, "Whiskey for My Men, Beer for My Horses." I didn't know. You see, I mean, I know dogs love beer. Some dogs love beer. I didn't know horses love beer. And now I'm currently working part time as a farmhand on a little livestock farm, and I adore it. I've never loved anything like I love this, but yeah. um, I was talking about Toby Keith. I got to Toby Keith through Kid Rock about Bud Light, and it's like holy shit. It's like to me, like there are some things on television that I might enjoy, but if Sesame Street does something to piss me off, I'm not gonna freak out over it. Um, and the thing is, though, the whole Bud Light thing, that's just fucking pandering. It really is. It's pandering. It's like asshole Gillette making that whole thing about bullying, about male toxicity, which I believe me. And there are times where my behavior was toxic, and there are times where toxic behavior had a horrible effect on me, you know, through others affecting me, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, though, is that that's something we navigate on our own. We don't need Gillette. You know what we need Gillette doing with their commercials? We need Gillette telling us why we should buy Gillette razors instead of the other brand, instead of Schick, instead of Dollar Shave Club, instead of Harry's. Why should we be buying Gillette? Now, I'll tell you something. The Gillette Mach 3 was one of the best razors I ever had in my life. My face used to erupt in horrible sores, and they were made much worse with shaving. And at the time, this is before I realized, you know, don't use aftershave. Use skin moisturizer. Use CeraVe. Wet your face. Use some CeraVe moisturizer, the kind that comes in the $18 tub that'll last you for 6 months. But put that on your face when it's wet after you shave, and your skin is golden. Uh, I wasn't doing it at the time, and the most forgiving shave that I had ever had was with the Gillette Mach 3. Um, then I just went bearded for a long time. About 10 years, I just had a beard. And I would shave it off, and I would have these horrible red sores. The red sores that would actually break out, they would flake, and they would sometimes even bleed. What I found out, it was called seborrheic dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis is the clinical name for dandruff. So I had face dandruff. And people say, oh, yeah, because you don't wash your face and this and that. You're a dirtbag. I was scrubbing my goddamn face with soap that was further drying out my skin, encouraging the cells to create more sebum, which is the oil that keeps your skin supple, makes it pliable. And it became like this vicious cycle of me scrubbing my face because I was tired of being called a dirtbag because I had these sores. And yeah, and it wasn't just and people called me dirtbag because I was a dirtbag. I wasn't very cleanly cleansed. I did not clean myself well. I did not practice good hygiene. Hygiene. Wow. Yeah. So I bought a case of Heineken's last night, and now this is the halfway mark. And May 1st, which is Monday, is going to mark a little change. Yeah, in the way I do things. So I'm going to start doing on my main channel. I'm going to start doing evening yoga or late afternoon yoga. I'm not sure what time I'm gonna be able to do it. I babysit from 8:30 till 6 a.m. in the morning, so I have to be wrapped up with that. Also, I have other things going on, uh, aside from that in the farm. But it is something that I would love to do because I really miss doing it. Oh, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, and also the drinking. It's got to slow down. I have this thing. I can't do yard work without beer. I am sorry, I can't. If I get behind the lawnmower and I don't have a beer, I get all pissy and cranky. Um, I don't know why. So, ooh, I mow the lawn like every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, well, I'll have a beer day, and that'll be on a Friday, because Fridays I don't have to babysit. Um, Saturday morning I don't stream my exercise, which is that's like the biggest thing for me. Even though I make no money off of it, I want to. I want to. What do you call it? I want to turn my main channel. I want to monetize it and make money off it, but you know, I got almost 14,000 subscribers, and it was going up until I started streaming my exercises. As soon as I started streaming I was getting like 100 subscribers a day, and then this is great. As soon as um, as soon as I started streaming my workouts, it get leveled off, and now I basically every 28 days I lose like 10 subscribers. But I don't think it's people actively unsubscribing from me. I think it's YouTube cleaning up dead accounts and shit, because my subscribers generally come in from a video that I posted in 2017. It's called Three Garter Snakes Fighting Over a Dead Toad, which is just, I love that title. Um, anyway, that's where it came from. That's where all my subscribers came from. And then it's funny because I tried following up on that, and I'm not going to make the same mistake I made in Yoga 1, Drunk Yoga 1. But I thought that my insect and flight photographs were going to draw some attention. They didn't. It upset me. So the thing with the fitness is that regardless of whether or not it becomes profitable, whether or not it becomes even sustainable from a financial standpoint, it's an absolute must for me because I feel so damn good compared to how I felt 2 years ago when I was 225 pounds. And when I say 225, that was the range. I think that was the heaviest I ever was. The heaviest I ever weighed in at the doctor's was 212. But I'm the kind of asshole who, a week or two before the doctor's appointment, like, oh, I gotta slow him down a little bit. I want to make him think that don't go to the doctor at your best. Go to the doctor at your worst. Let him see you at your worst. And that's how you get sound medical advice from a medical professional. Let them see you at your worst. Um, yeah, I don't know why the hell I picked this up. I'm gonna play a little bit. That's half a song. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the buzz. So, I think after this beer, the next beer, I'll start doing the yoga. Heineken is such a clean beer. I love it. It's great. Um, yeah, I can't speak highly enough of it. Anyway, ah, let's see something. Let's see if I can call up my. Oh wow, yeah. Let's see if I can call up my yoga music. All right, so there's my channel. I'm gonna go back to New Year's Eve. There we go. Ah, those were the days. All right, so let's see what we got here. Huh. Alrighty. So I got the yoga music queued up, and it should work well. The thing is, though, is that um, the music is from a workout video, so you might hear me making noises. That's not me. That's well, it might be me, but it's probably from the music. So I'm definitely feeling the buzz now. 3 beers used to be my limit years back because when I would drink, a lot of times I would become an emotional drunk, and really that was like up into my 30s, and I just like came to this realization: I can't drink. I can't have more than like 3 beers, and then I started developing this tolerance because I don't know what happened. I think it was the combination of being on antidepressants and developing this whole new. Well, I'll tell you the truth. A lot of it had to do with having a computer. I was born in '68. I didn't get my first computer until I was 26 years old. I have no experience. I had no experience with computers. And there were a number of programs in the glorious West Islip school system that would introduce students to computers. um, what was funny is that I was in the first track. First track is the accelerated programs where all the little smart kids go, little brainiacs. It was so fucking funny because I was an asshole. I was an asshole kid who did asshole things. I disrupted classes. Not too bad. I mean, I would occasionally make a smartass remark. Um, I saw myself as like, I was the rebel. I was the outsider. And that was a horrible mistake. But the thing is, though, from the place I come from, that was completely natural. And anybody who expected anything different from me, at least among the adults, among the kids, kids will be kids, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, shit, 25. Kids will be kids. adults, especially adults, professionals who are dealing with children in a professional capacity. Oh, God. They need the ability to recognize in individuals their individual needs and their individual weaknesses, and you don't take advantage of those weaknesses. They shouldn't take advantage of those weaknesses. What they should do is shore up those weaknesses, make the student aware of those weaknesses, and then guide them towards strengthening themselves, especially in regard to character. And I just did not see that from the vast majority of the teachers in the West Islip school system. So yeah, a big fuck you to the past. And yeah, I smoke weed. I, I'm running low. This is all I fucking got. Fuck. I'll get more. I can't wait until we reach a stage in this society, American society, where I can walk into a store as an adult, as a 55, 56, 57-year-old man. I'm 55 now, but I like to, I imagine this will take place in like 2030 something in Kentucky, where I can walk into a store as an adult, lay down my identification, which I don't mind doing. I don't mind signing my name to what I do. If I want to go get a fucking blowjob and I have to show ID, I will show my legitimate ID for that fucking blowjob, which I imagine, I honestly, if it's less than like $400, I don't think I want it. I don't think, it's like, I'm sure you're a good person deep down inside, but I don't like your mouth. I don't even like mine. Shit. That's why I see those guys who are like, yeah, I wish I could crawl up in a ball and suck my own dick. I was like, I wouldn't stick my fucking dick in my mouth. Kidding me? I have bad teeth. I always did. This is funny. And if my brother and sister ever see this, they're probably gonna like, oh fuck. But when I was a kid, like 5, 4, 5, right when the memory starts to kick in. I remember asking my brother. My brother's 5 years older than me. My sister's 10 years older than me. Which kind of like says something about my parents, which I really don't like to think about. But I went into the bathroom one day and I see these toothbrushes in a cup, and I'm like, well, which one is mine? And he pointed to this yellow toothbrush that looked like they were using it to clean grout and shit. And was like, oh, I didn't brush my teeth. I don't think my mother ever brushed my teeth. Now, my mom, a lot of people that I grew up with had really harsh things to say about my mom, and I had some harsh shit to say about my mom. But holy shit, talk about somebody who is just, she worked full time, she went to school full time, she did everything. Her spare time she spent clipping coupons to try to save money, to try to give the best possible economic state for her three children. What it taxed her, the tax she paid was in her soul, in her heart and mind. And if I could go back and change one thing, it would be like I would just convince her that that isn't necessary. Concentrate on being, a full human. But holy shit, you talk about people. I see people use the word fierce. My mom. I have a friend. He's a drinker. He's a heavy drinker. He's a much heavier drinker than I am. Uh, you know, to him, I'm a lightweight. But He can't smoke. If he smokes when he drinks, he gets the bed spins. Now I'll tell you, I fucking love the bed spins because I feel like I'm in this gyroscope, and like I can actually manipulate my bed spins, which is the coolest fucking thing when you, because I used to do it. I used to go to parties when I was a teenager, and I would get like really fucked up, and I would walk home, and I would somehow get past my mom in the living room and be like, we were hanging out. Yeah, I was into music. And I would tell her, oh, well, some of the more musically inclined, kids in the school are going to be at this party. So, it's just worth it for me to go. And, yeah, I know what you're doing. And I would come home and I would, she was like, let me smell your breath. And I was like, there's a fucking pack of cigarettes in my hand. I've been smoking since I was like 12, 13. It was, my birthday is in February. So I think I was like 12 and a half or 13 and a half. It was in the summertime that I started smoking cigarettes for 33 years. And when people ask me how long did it take you to quit smoking, I say 33 years because I tried quitting almost immediately. No luck. So I'm there with my pack of Marlboro Reds, and there she is on the couch, curled up, watching Dateline or whatever the fuck. And I mean, I don't think Dateline was around back in the early '80s, but and I let me smell your breath. I'm like, this is fucking cigarettes, and that's all she would smell because I was a heavy smoker. Then I would go in my room, lay in the bed, and be like, turn off the light, and I wouldn't put any music on. I had it in my head, like I would have 2112 or moving pictures or usually Rush or Yes or sometimes Jethro Tull, but I was in the gyroscope, which is a very modern thing, as opposed to like say lying in a field with Jethro Tull or rustic Led Zeppelin. And if you're a real Led Zeppelin fan, you know what the hell I'm talking about when I say rustic Led Zeppelin. And since I'm getting like really like a nice buzz now, when I'm done with drunk yoga, I'm probably gonna put on Branyor, and which is followed by Down by the Seaside, which are it's like with the acoustic songs on Zeppelin 3. They're the ones that lying in a field under a tree. Um, yeah, good company is always great. When you have those feelings in those settings. Yeah. Anyway, this is almost done. So yeah. Shit. Yeah, I am sucking it in. But the thing is, there's a reason why I do that. And it has to do with something called diastasis recti. Now, I have a friend who is, self described alpha male. Now, he had been describing himself as an alpha male long before it became part of the common lexicon. Long before Andrew Tate came along. Now, I'm sure Andrew Tate described himself as an alpha male from the very beginning. So, but my friend is of the old school alpha males. He's a great friend, and I love him dearly. He's a magnificent musician. He's an engineer, and if you give him a mechanical problem, he will solve it, and he will show you his math, which is so fucking impressive. And it's beautiful. I love the way he does things. Um, where the fuck was I going with this? The alpha male thing. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's time for drunk yoga. But if that particular friend happens to be watching right now, yes, I admire everything you fucking do. Except for, but you know me. I know you. All right. I'm gonna start the music. Oh shit. This is what happens when you don't do it. Oh shit. Yeah, it's been a month. haven't heard this music in months. This is my music. This is the guitar thing I was playing before. It was slowed down. The finger picking thing. Not the drunk yokes. When I do tree pose, I try to create a plane. And I try to keep my limbs within that plane. So I'm going to reorient the mat. Watching on my first monitor the old yoga routine. It's not that old. It's only 2 months since I put it. done it with music and everything. Oh, that's right. There we go. Oh fuck, I forgot to record this. OBS, what I'm streaming with, has a record function, and I wanted to use the record to get stills for the path. 20 minutes. Still, it felt good. So I'm pretty toasted right now. I drank a 6 pack in like about an hour or so. So I got a nice buzz. I'm gonna have some coffee and then I'm probably gonna clean the refrigerator out because it just needs it. And, that's life. There is something I do want to do. I was gonna do the vocals, but I'm not really comfortable with my vocals just yet. But where the hell is it now? Did I close it? Yeah, I guess I did. Let me see if I open this up. No. Let me see if I do this. Nope, it's not gonna let me do it that way. So I gotta do it this way. So there. Oh, Studio One. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Nope, that's not it either. So where the fuck is it? No, 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 no. No. Motherfucker, where did I put it? Motherfucker. You know what? What if I open this back up and export mix down? Studio One songs and projects. Oh, okay, I see where it is. Songs and projects. Wait a minute. Wait just one fucking minute. Why the fuck isn't that there? You know what? Are you fucking kidding me? All right, here it is. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. Here we go. All right. So this is just going to be the audio of a song I recorded. I've been recording over the past couple of days. It's oh god, will you fucking stop already? Holy shit! Shut the fuck up! All right, there you go. Yeah, this is why I'm not worried about artificial intelligence because seriously, sometimes you just want to fucking smack it in the head. Anyway, this is a song I recorded. I wanted to do the vocals right now, and I thought like getting fucked up would, help me hit pitch, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna like really just do a shitty job. Anyway, the bass line on this, I wrote a new bass line, but this is, I still like it. I mean, it's a rough draft. Anyway, here it is. It's a song called Night Watch, and here it comes. So that's it. I'm gonna put the lyrics for that song in the description. It's called Night Watch. Um, it's about a farmer and his dog. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up. I'm gonna go clean my sister's refrigerator. It's my refrigerator too, I guess. So makes sense. Many blessings and many thanks. I'll be back. Oh God, when will I be back? Something. I will be back with Drunk Yoga 5 on May 27th at around 10 a.m., probably 10 a.m., maybe 9 a.m., who the hell knows. And I hope to see you then. Until then, take care and best wishes to you and all you love. Good health, good fortune, and lasting happiness.